right. Cantor Eric Freeman. Please join me. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? Oh, Lord, Balev of Penima, Nefesh Yehudi Homia, Ulfate Mizrach Kadima, Ayil Tzion Tavia, Od loved Givatenu, Hatikva bat Shnot Alpayim, Liot Amchoshi Ve'artzenu, Eretz Zion Yerushalayim, Liot Amchoshi Ve'artzenu, Eretz Zion Yerushalayim.
Each time, and it happens often, that the Jewish community assembles here at Bowling Green, in particular led by Rabbi Joseph Potasnik, the rabbi of Bowling Green, I always look forward to making the same very important point about Bowling Green. From my perspective, and I hope from the perspective of the Jewish community, Bowling Green is the most sacred place for Jews in America for one very unique reason. This is where the very long, very significant, impactful, and prosperous Jewish experience in America began, right here. Right here where we are standing back in September 7th, 1654, when this place, where we are standing, was a sandy open area right in front of the most prominent structure in New Amsterdam, Fort Amsterdam. And the shoreline was only yards from where we stand today back then. Right here, a group of Jews, for the first time ever, stood for the first time in North America. Asser Levy, their leader, and 22 other Jewish men, women, and children standing right here where we stand today. The very first Jewish congregation, the very first observant Jews in North America, and they did not just stand here, they settled here, they built the very first Jewish synagogue in America very near here. And why were they here? They were fleeing persecution in Portuguese Brazil and South America. And in fact, they were not greeted warmly here by the notorious Director General of New Amsterdam, Peter Stuyvesant. But these 23 Jews were not deterred. They stayed, they prospered in this new land as their descendants do, every one, millions of Jews who follow in their footsteps.
Flag raising, would you all join me in saying thank you to two very important and special people here. One, you just heard, Arthur Piccolo. The other is Ibrahim Kurtulus, here before, one of the people who inspired us to have the raising of the flag here. Ibrahim Kurtulus.
I stand here today with you and with your community, and to let you know that it's a great privilege to be with you, Rabbi, in calling the Rabbi that we should raise the Jewish state of Israel's flag here at historical Bowling Green. Rabbi, it's always a great privilege to work with you. My love to you always, and you are my Rabbi. Thank you.
It was Theodore Herzl who said the following at a convention, the First Zionist Congress, 1897 in Basel, Switzerland. And he said very simply, by the rivers of Babylon and wept as we remembered Zion. Today we come to Basel for one simple reason, so that we will weep no more. The State of Israel exists so all of us as a people can celebrate and not mourn. I remember reading about the first ambassador from Romania who had to present his credentials to David Ben-Gurion. There wasn't a flag that had been made at that point. So he said to his wife, the colors are blue and white, what can we do? She said, you have a blue shirt and a white shirt. Let's take them, tear them, so that we can create a flag. We don't have to do that anymore. So this is a great moment when we need to celebrate. Years ago, there was a typographical error in a newspaper. They spelled Israel I-S-R-E-A-L, right? The truth is, maybe it wasn't such an error. Maybe it was a reminder to all of us that Israel is real and that we Jews don't have to cry anymore. So thank you all for coming today. And what this says to us is that we need one another. It's not just a celebration for Jews, it's a celebration for all people who value freedom. It's a celebration for all people who want to live together in peace. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I'm Cheryl Beer, CEO of B'nai Zion. I am so excited to be standing here with you today on the 70th anniversary of the Declaration of Israel Statehood. It is a very special year for Israel, and it's a very special year for B'nai Zion as well, as we are celebrating our 110th anniversary. Even before Israel was declared a state, we were there working to build up a homeland of which we could all be proud. Over the 110 years we've been in existence, B'nai Zion has raised tens of millions of dollars and completed over 100 projects in Israel. I am deeply grateful to be able to celebrate another important milestone with you today, the moving of the American Embassy in Israel to Jerusalem. We are deeply grateful to the government of the United States for recognizing Jerusalem as a true capital of Israel, and we believe that soon other countries will follow this example in moving their embassies as well. As Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said yesterday, thank you. We can only hope that this momentous occasion will lead to even more prosperity and advancement and to peaceful days ahead for Israel.
Years ago, David Ben-Gurion decided to have a special commemorative coin on the 10th anniversary of the State of Israel. Someone once asked him, why did you wait 10 years for the commemorative coin? You should have done it year one. He said very simply the following: after 10 years, we know we're here to stay. So if we said that after 10 years, we certainly can say that on the 70th anniversary. Let me also recognize, see, Cassia Anthony is here from the America-Israel Friendship League. Thank you for joining us today. You mentioned the hospitals. I was talking recently with a former Syrian refugee who now lives in Detroit, Michigan. He said, I grew up in Syria, was taught to hate. And then I was introduced to Israelis at one of the hospitals near the border. And I realized the peace process begins in those hospitals. And I found out that Israelis are the ones who are reaching out to us to save us. And now, this former Syrian refugee travels to Israel on a regular basis to promote better relations. So people ask you, what about that peace process? Say, walk into an Israeli hospital, you'll see the peace process. Would you now welcome Dr. Esther Sirach of the World Zionist Organization.
Thank you, Rabbi Potasnik. I'm here on behalf of the American Zionist Movement, which is pleased to be one of the co-sponsors of this ceremony. This ceremony is a particularly important one today, this year, for American Zionists. Our organization and its predecessors, many before the founding of the State of Israel, mobilized a broad, diverse spectrum of American Jews to advocate for the formation of the State of Israel. And today, the body, as it's now known, the American Zionist Movement, the successor to that coalition of Zionists in America, includes more than 25 organizations, Zionist organizations from every aspect of the American Jewish community. We're pleased that B'nai Zion is one of our members. We're the American affiliate of the World Zionist Organization. I see Saray Crane here from Merkaz USA, which is one of our members, and we have other people from the Jewish community that we work closely with here, from the OU, from the UIA, from the JFNA, our neighbors in this community. So we're happy to be here today. As it was mentioned, it was 70 years ago for the founding of the State of Israel. Marked the anniversary at 6:11 p.m. when President Truman signed the recognition of the State of Israel by America. The State of Israel took effect at midnight on Friday night into Saturday on May 14th to 15th, when the British mandate ended, President Truman signed that declaration, which was a great moment for American Zionists who had fought so hard for the creation of the State of Israel.
Dr. David Isaac, I see you there. We are children of survivors. And for us, it has additional meaning. I remember it was an Israeli general said, when we fought the War of Independence, 6 million also fought on our side. So come here today, we look at what was, but we also look at what will be. So children of survivors standing here says something about the eternal spirit of our people. Would you now welcome Dr. Esther Siroc of the World Zionist Organization.
Next year, the same time next year. Don't forget to come and bring some more friends.